Hey, ladies and gents, just recording this quick video here. It's an update to the Eastern region on our social media Jumpstart program. Quick updates and what you should be working on slash where you should be at this point in time in the process. So first thing I want to do is just really quickly review the four keys that we will be following with our social media Jumpstart program here. So there's four things essentially that we want to make sure that we are getting done during this program. Activity number one is to make sure that you're building your attack list. So at this point, the first benchmark is February 15th. So less than 2 weeks away from now, you should already be at 500 to 1,000 people on your spreadsheet. So for most people, you should be over or at 200 plus going into today, making sure you're close to 400 to 500 going into next week. Or at least getting to that 500 as the bare minimum benchmark by February 15th. Do not wait to start making some progress on this. And a couple other quick tips that I would use is make sure, again, that you're being really intentional with the people that you're finding. So going on to maxpreps.com and looking up the school roster of all the best sports teams for your respective schools and finding those people on social media, putting those people on your list. Googling, Miami high school valedictorians, and you can see all the different reports and awards and scholarships and accolades of the top students in the areas. Find who are the best recruits in my market, who are the most popular people in my market, who are the captains of the teams. Those are the people you want to be intentional about recruiting early in the stages. So make sure we're doing that. Continue to add into those lists. My suggestion is to make sure that you have blocked off time in your schedule to get this done each and every single week, or else it just really won't get done. So treat it like a class period, button it up in the schedule, make sure you have time to do that each and every single week. Step number two is create your office Instagram profile. So at this point in time, everyone should have already finished this step. It's now been about a good little bit since kickoff, and at this point, everyone should have already made an account, reserved a name, number one, and made the account look user friendly. So you should have already an updated bio. You should have already uploaded content to your social media page, and the Eastern Region Content Drive is being buttoned up, and that will be uploaded here shortly. Also, friendly reminder that the Repost app is going to be your friend. That's something you can download on Instagram that can copy other photos. You guys can just download the app and figure it out. It's pretty easy to use, but you can copy other photos from other vector pages, vector marketing's page, copy those over your profile to make it look good as well before that content drive is distributed. Updating stories, you might have not gotten to this point yet, but that's something you can do at any point throughout the spring. And then you're going to want to start building your following. So this is step one, is to make the account. Okay. Step two is to actually build your actual following. So at this point in time, everyone should have an account, realistically, that looks something like this. Okay. So you have, an office account, Vector Miami, Miami Spartans, whatever, and a bunch of photos up on it. So again, my recommendation is just take one afternoon to post all the photos. So if you even look at this account, you'll notice that March 22nd, 2018, March 22nd, 2018, March 22nd, 2018, March 22nd, 2018, March 22nd, 2018. All these photos were posted on the same day. So one day, what I did when I created this Instagram account like 4 or 5 years ago, I just went on there, uploaded a bunch of, and by the way, these are not the best photos. This is like 4 or 5 years ago when I created this. So, but uploading a bunch of photos. So all at once, so your followers, again, if you do this once people are already following you, they're going to be spammed with all the photos that you post. So I recommend getting all the content up on there first and then building your following. And in terms of, do I build it with my respective area? Who do I build it? First thing is just build your followers, get to 1,000. And then I would start focusing on following people in your area and territory. So as you're doing the attack list, you can follow those people as you go on your personal account. I wouldn't be following those people on my office account yet until I'm probably at least at 1,000 followers to start this process, because anything under 1,000 followers, a lot of those people in your area aren't going to follow that random page. They have no idea who it is, and their friends follow it. It's only got 150 followers. Just build your account with any followers you can get to start the process. And then once you have enough where it looks like a credible source, then you can start trying to build that following in your respective area and territory. So at this point, if you have all of your posts up, okay, we can continue to release content throughout the spring, but now it's time to start building your following. And essentially all that is doing is mass following people and mass unfollowing people. So, you can do about 100, I believe is typically the number per hour. This is not something that you can just sit down on a Saturday and just crank it out for 4 hours straight. You can only do 100 per hour. So you kind of want to do it as you go. Follow some people. I would kind of think about it like this. Do it for a week of following people, and then a couple of days of unfollowing people, a week of following people, a couple of days of unfollowing people, and that will typically kind of get you going. You don't want to go too far over your follower count, by the way. So you could probably be 1,000 over, right? So when I'm first starting off, I might follow like 1,500, 2,000 people to kind of get it going. Then I'm going to want to reduce that thing back down to the base level. An app that you can use to support with that is called Unfollow on Instagram, or if you just look up unfollowing apps, there's lots of them out there. Now, the challenge is Instagram's always changing its terms and conditions and services. So some of the apps are outdated and are not going to work, but there's apps that will allow you to unfollow a certain amount of people, and it just unfollows anyone that is not currently following you. You could also whitelist your current friends on your personal account, which is something that I recommend doing. So before you start following and unfollowing people, if you download one of these apps, you can whitelist them, meaning what it will do is it will constantly unfollow everyone that wasn't whitelisted. And you could select all of your friends that you're currently following, because you probably don't want to accidentally unfollow those people because those are your friends. Keep those people followed, and then mass unfollow any of the other people that you followed since you started doing this program. So Repost app is a good app for getting content out. Unfollow or some of these following apps will help you build that as well. Just make sure that, again, you're being careful whenever you use bots or apps in the background on Instagram. There's always a chance of you getting flagged or something of the sort. So you want to make sure it's doing less than 100 per hour activity on your actual account when you're following up with this. But everyone should have their pages made by this point. And the other two things that you should be working on is continuing to work on getting ahead on that attack list, making sure you're hitting the first benchmark, 500 to 1,000 by February 15th. And the second thing is to start building your following on your office business account is probably where I would start off with. Considering your personal account, you're probably already building your following as you follow the people that you're adding to your attack list. So I'd make that the first focus. Doesn't matter where the followers are, just get some followers, get a base layer, and then we'll start working on getting more followers from other people in your location. Now, last comment that I do want to share, okay? The whole reason why we're making a second account is to give you all the opportunity for two things. Number one, to have a backup account. Okay, it's always good. You never know what's going to happen to Instagram. You might get some of you all might have your Instagram blocked or lost or deleted or lose your password, or something might happen to it. Who knows? You don't want to be that person that's like, oh, I don't have an Instagram to recruit from anymore. Like, you already have at least a backup account. That's the first and foremost reason. Second reason is you want to have two accounts to be able to send off messages for the summer. So if you give your personal account over to Growth to Success, you still have a second account you can send for messages from. Now, it's going to be different for every single person depending on the results of your personal and your office account, which one we'll use for Growth to Success. That doesn't really matter right now. The point is you want a second account that you can hold on to while you hand another one over to Growth to Success. If I'm a district manager, I just want as many accounts as possible to be handed over to Growth to Success for next summer. So with that said, everyone will still create an office account. However, I just want to make a quick plug. You've heard this before, but if you can get your hands on some sort of individual's account, preferably a female account of your younger sister, your girlfriend, a friend from college or school, a girl from your sorority, just anyone that an old SMRA, an old sales rep, literally anyone that has a solid Instagram media profile that you can use their account to send messages off of for the summertime, that you could maybe even pay or toss some cash to be able to use, or have them help you with the recruiting process going into the summer. That is ideal. Okay, those accounts will probably work better than the office business account in terms of efficiency and results, which will still work, by the way, but probably not as good as more female, and also to a legitimate established person that already has followers and a network in that respective area, territory, or market. But even then, having someone in a different city or market could be, also a good solution. So keep continuing to work on that. I would keep your eyes out and peering out for what accounts can I get my hands on outside of this office business account. And let's continue to grow our social media pages and grow our attack list to launch a epic summer of 2021. Talk to y'all soon.